how's this getting you ready for that big stage? Being got us talking to you all the time. Is this kind of something that you've been living for? It's kind of how's it go through it actually?
It feels good, man. I'm very excited. I've been working very hard up to this moment. It just feels surreal to me because this is where I've always wanted to be my whole life. When I was a little kid, and I feel like it's getting. I'm actually getting there. I feel I'm very grateful for all you guys that come, all the media. So it's just it's a very beautiful moment in my life.
How much you think his bravado is going to get him knocked out? Because he's basically, I'm not taking a step back. I'm coming to knock you out. I'm going to test your chin. Stuff he usually don't say before fights.
Yeah, you seen what happened to Jay Leon Love. He tried to brawl with me, and you seen what happened to him. So I'm not comparing Anthony Dirrell to Jay Leon Love, but sometimes the older dudes want to show that they're the stronger guys, but that's not going to work with me.
Does this fight go the distance?
No, it doesn't go the distance. I'm looking to get a knockout, too.
You feel more pressured? Trying to get a knockout?
I don't feel more pressure. I just feel like if I keep saying stuff, I'm basically trying to motivate myself, to get that knockout because I've been talking a whole lot of shit this camp too. So I gotta get that knockout. But I just feel like for the fans, I want them to get the money's worth, and I want to be the fight of the night come September 28th.
Do you feel like that's the evolution of a superstar? Because you Versace down, you got your diamond, you're talking more shit this camp. Do you feel like that's part of the evolution of becoming that star you want to be?
I'm just having fun with it. I'm enjoying. I'm making some good money, so I'm just buying nice clothes and nice jewelry. So I don't know if it's the evolution, but I like looking nice now that I'm finally here. So yeah, that's what it is.
You said there's respect there, but is there like an extra added because I know he has your belt. You feel like he has your belt in his hands. How's it gonna feel to walk out?
There's definitely more motivation for me because that's a belt that I had. I've worked very hard to win that belt. To having it lose for something that had nothing to do with boxing, it's just there's a lot of anger inside me. And I'm gonna let it out Saturday.
You think it'll be emotional when you hear and new?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's always emotional. Like how it was in my first fights, but I gotta take care. I gotta do everything. I gotta work this fight perfect. For me to get that victory. I'm not overlooking Anthony Dirrell. I know it's gonna be a hard night ahead of me. I'm gonna get that victory.
Do you think your youth and your power is gonna get you over the hump? Do you think that's what's gonna get you the W?
It's not, and I don't think it's gonna be the youth and the power, but it's gonna be the game plan we have going on. My game plan has never been just to go in there and just brawl with somebody, just throw haymaker after haymaker. We break them down, and eventually they go out. So, we have an amazing game plan set up for Anthony Dirrell. And if the game plan don't work out, we have to adapt to what he does. So we're just gonna be ready for anything.
So are you ready? Are you physically ready for a dog fight in case you don't get the knockout?
Yeah, if I don't knock him out, I'm gonna put a beating on him. You know what I mean? So I'm ready for anything. You seen how when I fought Porky Medina, it was a dog fight. He was throwing some big shots, and from round 1 to round 8, it was a brawl the whole fight. So I'm definitely ready for anything. I've been sparring. My last sparring I did was 16 rounds with 4 different guys. They kept coming in fresh back to back, so I'm ready for anything.
David, speak to us about the sparring with Sean Porter. What exactly does he bring that helps you prepare for Anthony Dirrell, or what does Sean Porter bring that helps him prepare for Errol Spence?
Well, when I sparred Sean Porter, it was, he's not as tall or he's not as big, you know what I mean? So, and he has a different style from Anthony Dirrell. So what we did with him, we kind of just try to box. We try to box more, use the jab more, stop him with the jab. And, we both walked away with stuff, because if Anthony Dirrell decides to put pressure, then that was going to be perfect for that. So, and me, if Errol Spence decides to box with Sean Porter, which I'm pretty sure he is, in maybe a couple rounds, then we both have something to work on from there.
You said you had a lot to prove in this fight when you talked to PBC. Tell us what you want to prove to everyone on this fight.
What I want to prove is I want to let everybody know that I'm the best, and that's what I'm gunning for. I want to be the best super middleweight in the world, and that's what we're going to accomplish too.
Now, David,
two-part question. David, one, do you think the cut that Anthony sustained in his last fight, do you think it healed properly?
We didn't. I haven't even thought about that. Now that you bring it up, we'll touch it a couple times and we'll see what happens from there. But I'm not worried about the cut. I'm not worried about one specific area. We're gonna touch everything. What I mean?
And the second part, no disrespect to Anthony, but is Caleb Plant somebody you're thinking about?
Definitely. That's a fight we have to get made in the future. Caleb Plant, Colin Smith, Billy Joe Sanders, and if we could get a Canelo in there, then that's definitely fights we want to get. like I said, my goal is to be the best super middleweight in the world, and that's what we're gonna do.
What about Triple G?
Thank you, David.
Well, Triple G fights at 160, and he's with Dazn, so I mean it's a little bit out of our reach. But if we could get something done right there, then that's definitely something we could do.
Now, David, obviously you just brought up Billy Joe. He'll be fighting at the Staples Center in November. He's also with Dazn. But do you feel like that's a fight that could be made? I mean, because you mentioned Canelo's name. He's with Dazn as well. What do you think What do you think will have to happen in order to get those fights made with those fighters across the street?
I feel like what we have to do is, as I feel like the fans are gonna demand it soon. So if I'm the fighter I think I'm gonna be, and the fans want to see me, and it's gonna get demanded, and then it's gonna be easy to be made, like how Joshua was with Reese. There's only so many fights that big star fights that could be made. So, my job is just to work hard and win these fights, and then we'll see what happens from there.
Now, obviously, a fighter that's not across the street, Caleb Plant, who was mentioned just briefly ago. Today, PBC released a video getting his prediction for the fight. He did. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but he did predict for you to come out victorious. However, he mentioned how he doesn't feel neither fighter is that good. What are your thoughts to his comments?
I feel like he's just still mad because only 50 people showed up to his fight at the MGM Grand. So, I mean, if he's a superior fighter, why doesn't he have 50 people show up? They couldn't even put a co-main event. So he's mad about that. I mean, look at me. In my last fight, when I fought, there was 50,000 people there. So, I mean, I don't got to speak on that. The day's going to come, and we'll see who's the best when that day comes.
David, you said you were looking really forward to fighting here at Staples Center in front of a lot of Mexican fans. So is that an extra motivation here for you?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I'm fighting in my own backyard. I've been training here for almost 10 years. So I have a lot of fans here. I have a lot of family here. A lot of people that support me, a lot of Mexican people, a lot of Latinos, so this fight is definitely going to be for them, and I'm expecting to have a lot of support on Saturday.
Any kind of message to them?
It's going to be a great fight. They want to see wars, and that's what I'm going to give them.
Now, David, we're used to seeing like the usually Canelo big fight, Mexican Independence Weekend. There was a couple fights that weekend, but no big Hispanic fighter, at least in my opinion. Do you feel like you're trying to prove a message, given that it's still Hispanic Heritage Month and whatnot, trying to give a good fight to the Mexican crowd?
Definitely. That's always the plan. I want to be that fighter where it becomes like the Oscar De La Hoya, Felix Trinidad. When they fight, it basically becomes a holiday. Everybody gathers around at the house, and it's basically a celebration. So that's basically the fighter I want to be. I want to be that exciting fighter that when the fans go to the fights, they're like, damn, we got our money's worth, and we're gonna go watch them again. So if I get the opportunity to fight September 14th, or May 5th, or is it May 5th?
May 5th, September 16th, right?
So if I get that opportunity, it's gonna come. All I gotta do is do my job, work hard, and give these fans the fights they want to see, and it'll come with time.
Now, at such a young age, I mean, to already been champion once, fighting, to reclaim your title, what do you feel like needs to be done in order for you to get to that superstardom level? I mean, because you're extremely young, so you have plenty of time. What do you feel like it's gonna take? Because you have obviously the skills and the excitement there as well.
I feel like I need to get spectacular knockouts. Like Gervonta Davis, every time that dude fights, he knocks somebody out. So I feel like he's pretty much up there too. Just knockouts, if not knockouts, great fights. Wars what they want to see, what the fans want to see. Like the fights Triple G gives, So that's my style. I've never ran away from a fight. I'm not a boxer. I'm not gonna run the whole fight. You know what I mean? So I feel like I just gotta keep doing what I'm doing.
David, is 168 still pretty easy for you to make?
Yeah, I'm only like 2 pounds away from weight. I'm smiling. I'm not in a bad mood. So everything is good. I'm gonna be here for a while. I want to get all the fights, all those big fights that you guys are talking about. Until I get all those fights, and I'm gonna go up to 75.
David, will you talk a little bit about your dad, Jose Benavidez Sr., who doesn't get a lot of credit?
Yeah,
especially the work ethic that he puts into your training.
Yeah, my dad, man, I'm very grateful for him, because honestly, if it wasn't for him, I don't think I would be here in this moment I'm at right now. I don't even think I wouldn't have been a professional boxer. The way he trained me when I was younger, he kept motivating me, especially when it came to the weight loss. If it wasn't for him, I would have never lost that weight, and I don't know where I would have been at right now. But we work harder than everybody. That guy, man, he didn't know we were gonna be here. He just gave us a game plan and stuck to it. everything I've accomplished is because of him.
How are you guys able to separate that father relationship and trainer relationship in the gym?
We don't. That's the thing. You don't separate it. It's just that he gives me my space. You know, when it's time to train, it's time to train. When it's time to relax, we go home. You know, we relax, we go about our lives. But we both know what's at stake here.
Any updates on Jose Benavidez Jr.?
Yeah, he's gonna fight. He's gonna fight soon. He didn't fight Collazo because he got injured. His leg got injured again. You know, so when you get shot through your knee, you're always gonna have problems with your knee. You know what I mean? So we're just hoping for the best. That thing heals up and him back in the ring again. Because he's my big brother and I look up to him a lot. So I want to see him doing good.
David, what's your prediction on the main event, man?
It's two great fighters. I really don't know what's gonna happen. You have Sean Porter, a pressure fighter, and you have Earl Spence, a pressure fighter too. Puts pressure all night, but they could both box. So I feel like it's gonna be who's gonna take the punch better. So, or it could be a boxing match all night. I don't know, but it might be a knockout. It's not. It might. I don't want to say what's gonna happen. But it's going to be a great fight.
Now, guys, 2 more questions.
Real quick, you mentioned Canelo. He's moving up from his last fight 2 divisions to 175 pounds to challenge Sergey Kovalev. What are your thoughts on that move and the fight itself?
It's going to be a great fight. The thing I like about that fight, there's no weight class or there's no catch weight. So Kovalev, he's always been a huge puncher. He's always been a monster of the division. So, and he has a great jab. With shorter fighters, you need a great jab. But Canelo has amazing head movement, and he has some wicked body shots. So, I don't know, man. That's gonna be a war too. It's probably gonna be like a Hagler Hearns or something like that. I don't know. It's gonna be a good fight. I'm very excited to watch it.
Last question.
Do you think you're finally getting back the respect that you deserve since you came back? And what do you think how do you think this fight would elevate you?
Definitely, I feel like I'm getting my respect back. How would it elevate me? I don't know. I just want to become the best. I just want to be the champion again. I'm not really trying to see what's going to happen after. I just want to get my belt back, and whatever happens. I'm just ready for anything.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
So if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, from title, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.